I'm Brandie Wells, Breakthrough Medium. As a paranormal investigator, I connect with the spirit world. My intuitive abilities and techniques provide the insights and peace for the living and deceased. Let's uncover the mysteries together.
So we are here at the Fairfield by Marriott. They've been calling, asking me to come down for quite a while. I finally fitted in, and we're gonna do a little walkthrough and then get the history and backdrop. So join me. And we're gonna go down to the lower level. And I was just really drawn to the lower level. They asked me to come here to figure out what's going on. The staff keeps reporting different incidences in the hallways, as well as guests, which I'm hoping we'll hear about later when we interview Michael. But I want to pause for a moment, just tune into the energy, kind of ground myself, and then we're going to explore around the corner. I just asked if anyone is in this space with us, and it's instantly pointing down the hallway. So we will definitely be going down the hall, which I already addressed, but that's where I'm feeling drawn. So is there a male in spirit with us here? Is there a male here? Yes. Is this male willing to communicate with us? You're unsure. All right. And I like to slow down with the dowsing rods because it forces me to listen, really get present with the energy. I've been feeling a male, that's why I was drawn to the lower level. I actually just heard a male step forward, and he used to work here. So, and it's hard because this building has evolved in so many different ways, which we'll hear about later. I mean, it has some rich history, but for some reason, right where I'm standing, this feels like it was open, and the floor feels like it was open in some way. There's a lot of, I just got a wave of chills. So this male is just confirming that or validating that. I also am getting a lot of movement as if there was some sort of like a loading dock coming off the back of this building. So I don't know if they produced something and sent it out or something was coming in, but there's a lot of movement happening down here as well. I'm also getting a very dusty environment. So, and I just heard correct. It almost feels as if someone was baking or preparing food down here. So I'm hoping we can hear from Michael and confirm that. I feel the dust is actually flour, and there's a lot of goods coming in and out of this level. Another figure just stepped in, a female. She's very petite, but she has a sadness about her, but I feel I'm going to be connecting to her later, but I feel she's trying to come to me to communicate. So yeah, we're going to go down the hall, and we'll film down there. I've been channeling in this lower level, just really drawn to spirit. There is a man who is just insistently talking to me, and we got permission to go in the staff-only room, so we're going to go in there now. I was really drawn here right from the beginning when we came downstairs, and we came down through conference room, little board meeting room there, and we are now in a back storage, and this man whispered to me, "This is where I worked." So we were on the other side of this wall over here. As I mentioned, and I said it felt like this wall wasn't here. It feels as if there was some sort of open space down here, and I'm really curious about him. I'm hoping Michael can validate all of this, so I'm excited. So I kept getting pulled further and further back into this under level where the staff, they've got the laundry going, it's the electrical room, freezer, so there's a lot of noise down here. But what's really interesting is as soon as I stepped down here, I saw it the way that it once was, because this man really wants to tell his story. I know that this was not stairs. There was a ramp, a loading ramp that came down. And I keep seeing these, they're like pallet dollies, but they're really old. They're like handheld. So this man, this is what he did, is he would help offload products. In particular, I keep seeing these big sacks of, it looks to me like flour, baking. I also just saw a big tub of something, a big tub he's showing, and they're really heavy. This man's showing me that these were really heavy, so this feels like something like lard or butter. So I am definitely feeling that I am being pulled back in time. I just heard 1939, something very specific. And I'm hoping that Michael can validate this for us. I'm hoping Michael is able to, share with us some of the history that goes, way back to this building. This man loved being here. That's why he's making himself known. And, but the woman who's kind of hanging out in the background that I just got another wave of chills. She really wants me to communicate with her. So I just want to thank this man in spirit. There's a CH name. And I also don't know if, I just literally heard Charlie. So I don't know if Michael, if I can dig into the history, or Michael may have this as well, but we'll find out more. I just love when spirit does what's called seer, looking through the eyes of spirit. That's where they show you what they experienced. So we're going to go up to the upper levels now. I was drawn to this stairwell. We are the level 2 access to level 3, so moving up to the 3rd floor. And I have been feeling increasingly anxious, very emotionally charged as we came off the elevator. Staff was also talking to us about their experiences, but nothing about this woman yet that I keep connecting with. So I want to pause with her, really draw her in, understand why she's sad or what the anxiousness is. And then I will reveal that to you. So I'm going to pause and just use my dowsing rods to see if I heard yes right away. Okay, so very active energy. So I do feel I'm in the right place to connect with her. We went to the 2nd floor to access, down to the 1st level, and it just didn't quite feel right. Like, we're getting closer to her. So her sadness is so deep that I wouldn't doubt if people were actually hearing her cries, the deep moan, the deep cry of a woman. She just said despair. She just said the word despair to me, and I just got my wave of chills. I talk about these waves of chills because spirit, when they enter your energy field and their energy resonates with yours, you will get a wave of chills. As humans, we have the center of who we are, and we carry our energy about 5 feet from where we are. So when spirit enters our energy field, whether it be through sound, vibration, others, carrying their energy in, because spirit rides on the energy of others, of other energy, and you will get that wave of chills. It's really just an indicator that you're connecting. I call it the truth bumps. So she really is validating our connection. She's a very kind, softer spoken woman. So she's not, a real loud, boisterous personality. She's wearing it's a floral pattern dress, more petite, and it gathers at the waist and kind of flows out. And she keeps saying that, she just said, I'm pregnant. So she was pregnant and somebody left her. And she's saying she had nowhere to go. And so there's a feeling of desperation that she is trying to express. As I'm connecting to her, she also is showing me her face. As I said, she's a petite woman, and she has a very small frame, more of an oval face, and her hair is naturally wavy and kind of set up with some down curls coming from it, very loose. Very,
very beautiful. She's young. She looks as if she's in her early to mid-20s. And she's also telling me that she didn't feel she belonged here. So I feel that she ended up in this building, and it was out of, desperation, not having a place to go. There is a male presence that, as stern as he is, and he feels like the owner or the proprietor at that time, he was aware of her situation and holding space for her, so there is a gratitude, but she's so sad and desperate. So I'm just going to ask her if there's anything that she needs to be at peace, and she's telling me that she said to me, no. This is just her experience here at that time, and it's a trauma that she went through. So I believe that I'm connecting to a traumatic experience, which does, hold a vibration all its own, and that's what a lot of people will feel when they're investigating or they walk in a house and they feel uneasy. They are most times connecting to an experience that left a vibration. So she is at peace. It's that version of her, that story that we're connecting to, something very difficult that she went through. She's telling me she wasn't here for very long, but it was such a difficult time in her life, and I just keep hearing her weeping and crying when she was here. So, I, like I said, would not be surprised if guests are hearing this, because it is such a powerful, strong emotion that she is emitting. I also, when I came up to this stairwell, and I'm getting another wave of chills, started smelling smoke. And at first I thought, is this, cigarette smoke? It was just a very faint smell of smoke. And okay, I'm hearing a lot of commotion as I channel this experience as well. And there's no way to stop this. So I'm getting a lot of emotion right now as I connect, of fear, not being able to do anything. There was definitely a fire somewhere. I feel it's on this end, because once again, I was drawn to this end of the building. So I can't wait to hear what Michael says about the things that I'm picking up on. All right, so we are now in the hotel lobby. There might be some activity, some coming and going. We'll work with that. And I'm sitting with Michael. Michael is the manager here, and I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Oh, my name's Michael. I've been in this building over 22 years. It's been 3 different hotel names, and I can't think of any place else I'd rather be.
In beautiful downtown Keene.
Exactly, in beautiful downtown Keene.
Yeah. So Michael, thanks for allowing us in. I really, as you know, I love investigating, finding out why spirit is making themselves known. And you guys have a lot of activity here, which is one of the reasons that I was drawn. I'm curious if you can just give us a little historic backdrop of the building.
Okay. The main building, where the guest rooms are on the upper floors and the restaurant is next door, was built in 1891. The part of the building we're in now was built in 1901. Previously, there was a wood frame building here that had a grocery store, fruit shop, and a bakery in the back. And there were 1 or 2 small apartments upstairs.
Okay.
Mr. Lane, who built the original E.F. Lane block, bought this piece of property, tore down the wood frame building, and put up the part that's here now.
Wow. Okay, so that explains a few things that I was experiencing. There, for me, I want to just let you know what I picked up on when I came in. Okay. Right away, there was a male, and I don't have his age. I would say he was in his early 30s, and he was very active, very physical, and there was a ramp. He was showing me that there was a loading dock. Okay. In the back of the building, and I don't know if you're aware of the previous layout, but do you know if there was a loading?
I know there was the loading zone out back. I was not aware that there was a ramp.
Okay. So he was showing me this, and I saw this wheeled cart with these big sacks. And there was a lot of, it was a very active time. So there was a lot of, I was saying like merchandise coming and going, these big tubs that he was carrying, and he was showing me how they were really heavy. And then he drew me into where the conference room is now, and he told me that that's where he actually worked. So I believe I was connecting to a baker.
Well, there were shops actually underneath us that were accessed from Main Street.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now it's just storage for the hotel.
Yeah.
And the outside entrances were closed off many years ago.
Yeah.
So baker, groceries sounds about right. I think that's what might have been down there.
Very cool. Very neat. Well, that's validating. I also heard him talking about 1939. Do you know what year the and it's okay if you don't, because we can always look it up.
1939, I don't know about. I know that in 1934 there was a fire in the building.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Pretty much gutted the building. This part of the building we're in now was Spencer's Hardware back then. And back in the 30s, you would go to your hardware store and you'd buy your guns to go hunting and your ammunition for hunting. And the fire was so intense, it was setting the ammunition off. They couldn't get near the building for a long time.
Oh my, that makes so much sense. The message I was getting, so I was sitting up in the second floor, moving up to the third stairwell. And I was hearing that it was out of control and nobody could do anything, and people were panicking, and there was all this panic. So that makes so much sense to me. The initial smoke smell, I couldn't quite identify it, and now I'm wondering if there was also this, sulfur or, a smell from
the gunpowder, maybe?
Gunpowder.
Yeah. It does have a distinct smell. When you shoot.
Yeah, because it was a different kind of smoke. The other thing I was picking up on was a woman that was very sad, and she actually was following me, but kind of pulled back. And she pulled me once again into a stairwell. And at first I was in the second floor, but then I kind of moved down, and I feel there's something between the two floors. I don't know if she lived or, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more, and then I want to know if you know anything about this woman. She was telling me that she was here when Mr. Lane was in the building, and it was a feeling of desperation. She was pregnant, and the person that she was with left her, and she had nowhere to go. And Mr. Lane was letting her stay here. And that's the story she was telling me, but this was just a traumatic experience she went through. She is at peace now, but this, the energy I was connecting to was her deep sadness. So do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that, but I can tell you when I worked overnight shifts here, I'd have to make rounds of the floors. Start at the third and then go down the stairwell to the second. And there was always a presence on the second floor. Okay. I felt like it was a woman.
Yeah.
So I started calling her Ella because I didn't know what else to call her.
Yeah.
And when I go up to the third floor, I'd always say, good evening, Mr. Lane. How are you tonight? I go down to the second floor. I say, good evening, Ella. How are you?
Oh my God.
But I could feel her following me down the hall as I was doing my rounds.
Isn't that interesting?
She would be just slightly behind me, but I could feel that.
Okay, so now let's get into this. What are reports that you've had from your staff, from guests, about occurrences in the building?
Our housekeeping supervisor was at the elevator on the third floor, and as you're facing the elevator to the right was a door to go to like a back hallway to the stairwell. And she would feel uneasy, like someone was there, so she would open that door to go to the back stairwell, and she would feel as if someone was walking through that door and going away.
Interesting.
Back in the days when this was the E.F. Lane Hotel, our housekeeping manager, different person, kept saying she was seeing a shadow on the 3rd floor down by room 301. And I'm a skeptic. I'm the first to admit it. It takes a lot to convince me of things. So I never saw the shadow when I worked here at the EF Lane. When I worked here when it was the Lane Hotel and then now the Fairfield, again, I do rounds and I'm up on the 3rd floor walking around doing one, checking everything. And there's a shadow at the end of the hall by room 301. So I walk down and there's nobody. So I go down the stairs thinking, well, somebody's walking the stairs. There was nothing.
Okay.
I come back to the desk thinking, well, I'm going to check the guest register and see if there's anybody in rooms 302 or 301, which is where I saw the shadow, and the rooms are empty. So I always say that was Mr. Lane just making his way through the building.
Okay, yeah.
Which is why I started saying hello to him at night, just to let him know I was there. Last year we had a family, husband, wife, and young son. And the first thing the son said to me when I was checking them in is, "Are there ghosts in here?" I said, "There are spirits, but they're nice. They won't hurt you." And he was all excited. He was thrilled. And they were in one of the 2-level loft suites. And then the father comes down. He says, "I wasn't sure if you were telling the truth when you said there were spirits here, but I saw a woman, I could picture a woman right outside our door wanting to come in." So he opened the door and there was nobody there. So that was my friend Ella, I think. Anyway.
Yes.
Other guests have asked about spirits, and they felt a presence, some of them on the 3rd floor. They didn't necessarily see anything or visualize anything, but they could feel a presence up there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's neat. So, I found that all of the energy here is friendly. There's nothing negative. I personally am not getting any negative entities or, unfinished business. I just was getting a lot of chaotic energy, almost, the memories of this space and what it once was. So, have you had anyone report anything negative?
Not that I can recall. It's usually they're just a little taken aback.
Yeah.
I felt something, I wasn't sure, and I reassure them, the spirits here are friendly, they're not going to hurt you.
Yes.
They just like to make their presence known.
Right, and I'll tell you, Michael, that, I investigate a lot of places, and I would say 95% of the time, spirit makes themselves known in some way because they loved the space they were in. And that's why they like to come back or they like to be here. And that's what I'm finding about this beautiful space. And like attracts like, and there's great energy from your staff. And so spirit, they enjoy the energy here, Is there anything else that, you want to share about the history or experiences or, what someone watching may want to know?
Just the fact that the building has been here this long. I mean, I am a big fan of local history.
Yes.
Is that it's still here, it's still operating as a business. I think Mr. Lane would like that. That was his intent when he built the building. People who come here shouldn't be afraid of the spirits.
Yeah.
Some people are thrilled when they ask and I tell them that we have spirits here.
Yeah.
So just come visit, ask questions. One of my connections to the building is all the red bricks.
Yes.
Were made here in Keene.
Yes.
And again, I'm all about local history. Just the fact the building's here, and when Goodnose was in business, this is where I'd come to get my Cub Scout and Boy Scout supplies.
Oh.
So I've got a real connection to this place. I don't want to leave.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Brandie, thank you. It's a pleasure doing this.
I decided to do some research after a meeting with Michael and doing the investigation. And this is my overview. Built in 1890 by Elijah F. Lane, also known as E.F. Lane, the iconic brick building at 26 to 32 Main Street has long been a cornerstone of downtown Keene, housing generations of storefronts, offices, and apartments. Though a devastating fire in 1934 tore through the building, its sturdy brick walls survived, preserving more than just its history. It was later rebuilt, and for decades, employees, tenants, and visitors have reported hearing the unmistakable sound of a woman quietly sobbing in the stairwell, often accompanied by unexplained footsteps when no one is there. Local legend tells of a woman who sought Mr. Lane's help during a time of desperation, her struggles resonating within the very walls he built. Whether the sounds are of the settling of an old building or something far more mysterious, the E.F. Lane building remains one of Keene's most intriguing places where compassion and echoes of the past seem to share the same halls. Did you enjoy this episode of Beyond the Veil with Soul Sisters LLC? Be sure to subscribe, share, and follow.